and have done a lot of stupid stuff. So I have some experience, okay? There's not I can answer it away. I promise you I will get you the right answer. But everything that I will give you an answer with will have some reference to the Word of God or in a godly manner, okay? Now, for those of you who are here for the first time, it's not mandatory that you ask a question or anything, but to be completely honest, as long as some people will be open and honest here, I guarantee you there's going to be something inside of you that you're going to want to ask or talk about, because every one of us are dealing with something. Am I right? Every one of us are going through something. Even if it's like, I've worn everything I own and I don't want to wear any of this stuff ever again or whatever. I don't know. So I've been through those days. No, I've been through those days. I'm like, I have worn every single piece of clothing I own and I need to switch it up. So I'll go donate my clothes and have to buy some more because I gave it to the homeless. So I got to go get me something now. All right. Anyways. So this is your time. If there's anybody that wants to bring up a topic, ask a question, this is your time now. Yes, Brianna. I thought you had your hand raised. So. Okay. No, you cannot have a boyfriend until you're 18. Sorry. Alright. It's okay. We can do that. I'd rather bust her out and save her life than keep quiet. 9 months later, then we're like, oh, why didn't we say anything to her? Okay, alright. Okay. Now, okay, let me see if I got this right. Your stepdad's coming back around, and you're not sure if you want him around. Okay, he's trying to, and you're not sure if you want him around, but you're not talking about your real dad right now. You're talking about your stepdad. Really? Ever since the encounter? Things have been, is he taking the right steps into getting him? Wow. That is a blessing. That is a, come on, you guys, come on. Can we just clap? Like, no, I'm serious, because from the first circle to now, that's answered prayers. That's why it's important that you stay doing what God has instructed you to do, because nothing else would have made that happen but God. Alright? Okay, so now your stepdad is coming back around, and he's trying to talk to your mom and stuff, and trying to talk to you guys? Okay. So check this out. This is going to be hard to say, kind of. Okay. Your mom's going to do whatever she wants to do. Plain and simple. So you can talk to your mom, advise your mom, pray for your mom, but at the end of the day, her decisions are just that, her decisions. Okay? Now for you guys, your relationship with somebody doesn't always have to be their relationship with somebody else. Let me give you an example. He did something to Carlos. Carlos is mad at him. Me and Carlos are cool. That doesn't mean that me and him can't be cool. Why? Because how on earth is he ever going to find out what he did wrong or what he needs to do right to make Carlos not mad at him anymore, if I just automatically assume that I'm mad at him because Carlos is mad at him? Okay? Your relationship with somebody does not always have to reflect the relationship with somebody else. Why? Because 9 times out of 10, there was an equal part in somebody hurting somebody else. Okay? I don't mean to say that like he didn't hurt your mom and it was your mom's fault, and I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that that was their relationship. Now, because she's your mom, because you have loyalty to her, because you love her, you care for her, you don't want to see her ever hurt. Okay? You can have your defenses up and stuff like that, but that doesn't mean that you can't be polite to somebody, you can't talk to somebody, okay, and do those things. Now, I see your face, okay? I see your face. Wait. Is this the thing that you mentioned to me in the beginning? Oh, okay. I'm like, wait a minute, that changes everything. Okay, sorry. Okay. Okay, wait. Okay, so check this out though. What do I always tell you guys? Boundaries. You can love somebody, respect somebody, and be polite to somebody with boundaries. When I say boundaries, what I mean is, okay, we're cool, we can have a conversation, but the second that you start to invade my boundary, meaning you start to raise your voice at me, you start to do things that are rude to somebody else in my presence, things like that, then that's where you draw the line, and you have to cut it off to protect yourself, protect your heart, protect your walk of love. Okay? So I said all that to say that if he's coming back around, number one, your mom has the final say-so on whether somebody has the right to be in your life right now or not. I mean, you guys have some input, but ultimately she's your parent, plus you got your grandma, plus you got Uncle Robert, you know what I'm saying? You got all these people to look out for you and look out for your best interest, right? So you have to remember that just like we all have done things that we've been forgiven for, sometimes as long as that person is showing that they really have a change of heart, that they're really changing their ways, that they're really trying to do good, and they're showing the evidence of that, then you can begin to, you have to learn to forgive and move on and grow. But again, that's going to be your decision, because you're going to have to make sure that that person is showing evidence that they have a changed life. If I tell him, you're my friend, but I slap him every day, you know what I mean? I mean, is that really showing evidence that he's my friend? No. It don't mean the same thing. So you have to make sure that evidence is there, that what they're doing is backing up, just like with your dad. He's been saying the same thing for a long time, but if he's showing the evidence of it, things are changing, right? So it's the same thing. And you keep your boundaries up to protect yourself. Understood? Does that help? Okay. Anybody else?
Like I'm trying to get my driver's license, but I've been reading my driver's ed book, and my mom and Javi have been like pushing me to get it, but I haven't done anything about it.
So you're
I'm
trying to figure out what the best
way
steps.
to get my license.
Okay. So he said that now, do you want to get your license? Okay. So you're lazy. Pretty much what it comes down to. Let's just call it what it is. You're just being, not that you're a lazy person, but you're just kind of like taking a lazy approach to it because, okay. Now, are there some things about getting your driver's license that make you a little nervous?
Yeah, the behind the wheel test.
Okay.
And the written.
Okay. So is it kind of like, I want to do it, but if I keep putting it off, then I can avoid having to do all the hard parts of it all?
Yeah.
Okay. So then now we're in a whole different thing. Now you're not just being lazy. Now we're avoiding it because of fear. How many of you guys have ever dealt with fear in your life? Anybody? Put your hand up, boy. You've been scared before. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. I'm just playing. So all of us have dealt with fear in some form or another, right? But because we have a fear of something does not mean that we should limit our lives because of that fear. So for you, you want to get your license. Everybody else wants you to get your license so you can stop asking for rides. Just kidding. Okay. You want to get your license. Everybody else wants you to get your license. But because there's this fear of the driver's ed test, you're kind of putting it off. What you need to do is you need to move past that fear because, why? Check this out. Fear and faith are both products of your mind. Fear is like actually not real. Like if you think about what fear or being afraid is, It's whatever you make up in your mind. Now, listen, I'm not saying that danger is not real. Okay? There's danger, like, you might be scared to lick a 9-volt battery, right? Because it may hurt to you. It may hurt to you. You never done it? You don't want the one that sell on the floor and stuff. You know what I mean? Go to a 99-cent store, get a fresh pack of them cats. How many of you guys seen the cats on the batteries in the 99-cent store? Okay. My brother's over there like, yes. I've been to the 99-cent store. Okay, anyway, sorry, we're getting off topic. Okay, so look, there's danger. Okay, there's not really danger in licking a 9-volt battery, but you know it's going to cause some sort of pain or some sort of shock, right? But being afraid of it or having faith that you can do it, it's two completely different things. And they're both products of your imagination. What you're afraid to do is just because in your mind you've made up this big old image that you can't do this or you shouldn't do this because there could be danger. But if you would take that same power and make up in your mind that you can do this, that you're going to be fine, that you're going to pass, then you can move past that fear. So my advice to you would be, stop being afraid, let go of your fear, study. So check this out. So what may happen? Well, there's a couple things that could happen. You can go and take your test and pass, and you could be driving. Or you could take your test and fail. But guess what? You weren't afraid to go and try. That's the whole thing. You can't be afraid to go and try. Why? Because if you fail, now you know, okay, it wasn't so bad. I don't have to be so afraid. I just got to study for the parts that I know that I need, and then I can go back and do it again. And guess what? You may fail again. But you take the same approach, and you do not be afraid. How many of you guys seen like the thing on like Instagram or Facebook, and it says like what people think success is like, and it shows like a straight road, and then it says like what success is really like, and it shows failure, success. And that's for real. That's for real in any area of your life. Every area of your life, there are things that you're going to be afraid to do. And I don't mean to say that like I'm trying to say you're going to be afraid, and like, oh, don't say that negative confession over me. No, I'm just saying that especially in new areas of your life. Now, you play volleyball, right? You're pretty good at volleyball, right? Your team's pretty good at volleyball, right? Okay. Do you remember the first day you went out for volleyball? Were you a little nervous? Were you kind of afraid? Not afraid like, oh, I'm scared, but like you were nervous, afraid, right? Because you weren't that good. You didn't really know all to do, right? But then as you got better at it, now it's just like, I just show up for practice like it's nothing, right? In every area of your life, whether it be sports, whether it be your homework, whether it be a new, even a new friendship. How many of you guys have ever made new friends and you're kind of like sketchy on those new friends sometimes? Like, should I really let them in my house? They might steal my favorite Disney movie. You know what I mean? Like, hey, talking about them collector edition Lion Kings. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, anyways, but in every area of your life, you're going to experience some fear. The thing to do, though, is to take the same amount of power that you have of fear and start believing for the best outcomes. See, that's kind of what we've been taught opposite. How many of you guys have ever heard the phrase, plan for the best but prepare for the worst? Okay? That means like, you hope for the best but plan for the worst. And it's like, you hope it will be good, but in the back of your mind, you're just like, okay, everything, what's going to go wrong? How am I going to mess up? Anybody sing in here? Do we have any singers? Who likes to sing? Have you ever sang a solo? Anybody here ever sang solo? You sing? You sing here, bust a note, girl. No, I'm just kidding. Alright. I was going to say, we got another Michelle singer. What's that? What's up with that? Okay. So how many of you guys ever had to sing in front of like a large audience? Okay. Were you nervous? Okay, gangster. Nope. Check my glasses. Gangster. Straight gangster. Okay. Okay, well you ain't got no fear. Why? Because you believe that you got this, right? Oh, okay. I'm just saying all that to say that with that same ability that you have to be afraid with, you can believe and have faith with. Okay? Anybody else? Idea? Did you raise your hand? Oh. Okay. I'm going to get her, then you. You and then him. I almost laughed. Girl, you doodled all your homework. I almost laughed. I'm sorry. I almost. Because I used to say that all the time, and then somebody starts like, doo-doo? You doo-doo? And I was like, shut up. All right, sorry. Go ahead. Okay, so you're in TAM. You're in TAM. We like to have a good time here. Everybody, you can take your cool off here, all right? You don't have to be cool. You don't have to be cool. You can be laid back. We all got bad breath in the morning, acne sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, for real, we're all people. Look at Tayson. He's so comfortable, he's sleeping. He's praying. There you go. There you go. Hey, Adrian got your back. Don't worry. Okay. Anyways, so you're in TAM, and it's getting in the way of everything else. Okay. So was that a two-part question? Was that a two-part question? Yeah, because I'm like, wait a minute, you just said it was a problem, but now you say you're just nervous. It's trapped. I know, yeah. Don't roll your eyes, girl. Okay, listen. Okay, let me go ahead and break this down for you. Let me go ahead and break this down for you. Okay. It is really hard for me personally, to balance out ministry and life. I don't say it's hard like I can't do it, because I think I do a pretty good job at it, but I want to do so much for God and do so much in my ministry that I find myself being so busy, right? Is everybody taking notes? Is that what we're all doing? We're taking notes? Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay. So anyways. Okay. So we get so busy with ministry, right, that we neglect other areas of our life, but God has not called us to be strong in only one thing. He's called us to be strong in all areas. So what I would say to you is that you need to make a wise decision. Now, here's the thing, though, because I've been guilty of this. I've been guilty of saying, I'm so busy, I can't do all this in ministry because I need to focus on my homework, or I need to focus on working and all that stuff, and then I go home and watch a movie for like 2.5 hours. Or go home and play zombies for like 2.5 hours. Right? Any Call of Duty fans?
Nope.
Any Call of Duty fans? Yeah. You know what I'm saying, right? You can get lost in there for hours, huh? Yeah. So, but look. So what you need to do is you need to make wise decisions. That means that if you're going to do the play, if you want to do a play, you make sure when you're outside of the play that you are getting things done, that you're maintaining your life. Why? Although the play will be there to reach tons of people, you have the rest of your life that you're working on now. Check it out. This is something my dad used to tell me all the time. Okay? I want everybody's attention real quick. Everybody's attention. Listen to me. This is a very, very important statement, okay? If you can get this and really remember it, this will really help your life, okay? The decisions you make today are not for today. They're for 5 and 10 years down the road. Okay? What that means is that today, when you decide I'm not going to do that piece of homework, or I'm just gonna skip that, whatever, that causes a ripple effect. 5-10 years later, you're still trying to catch up on things that you never did. I'm a perfect example of that. Why? Because when I was your guys' age, okay, when I was your guys' age, I sound really old right now. When I was your guys' age though, okay, when I was like 15, 16, I was in honors and AP courses. I had a 4.2 GPA because I had all weighted grades and everything. So my grade point averages was weighted. I was in the International Baccalaureate program. I was in all kind of like extracurricular activities. I volunteered at my church. All this stuff. I did all this stuff. But then I started slipping and smoking weed. So those decisions now, 5-10 years later, those decisions have affected me. Why? Because I didn't stay steady with the program I was running. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. My grades started slipping. Instead of landing a full scholarship or even just entrance to some of my favorite schools, I got into a lot of schools, but my parents made too much for financial aid and not enough to pay for me. So I ended up going to community college. Nothing wrong with community college. But then even in community college, started selling weed, started selling X, started doing all kind of stuff to where I end up in jail and screw up my whole school career. Now, 5-10 years later, still got a record, still trying, I'm still going back to school to finish up. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm just about done with my bachelor's, but I'm just saying that those things cause a ripple effect 5-10 years later. So, I'm saying that because although the ministry aspect of it is great, you want to be in the play, but if you're not making wise decisions outside of the play, or if you're not taking your work with you to the play, so when you have downtime, you're not doing your work right there, or, you know what I mean? Like, if you're not making wise decisions, then you need to give that up to make a wise decision. But I believe that you can manage it. Why? Because life doesn't get much easier. I mean, look at all that, your mom does. Your mom works, she takes care of you guys, and then she goes to school at night. It don't get any easier. It just, for the most part, if you don't work hard now, it gets harder later. This is your life. Something I tell you guys all the time, you guys are here for you. This is about you. Look, okay, let me tell you guys who are here for the first time, I don't get paid to be here. I'm a full-time volunteer youth pastor, and I run 2 businesses outside of this. Plus, I'm about to get married in February and have my family. Yeah, thank you. It's happened. I cannot mention that with all the ladies going, oh. My fiance is not in here. She's next door. We'll see her later. She's the most beautiful woman in the world. Tell your mom I said that. Just kidding. Anyways, so life doesn't get much easier. Okay? Now, I don't get paid to be here. The reason I'm here is because I sincerely love each and every one of you. Each and every one of you. Why? Because I've been where you've been before. I've been your age. I've been going through the same things. For some of you guys, I had crazy hormone problems like you guys haven't. Can't see one girl walk by you without you thinking 10 nasty thoughts. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And guess what? Without God, none of that gets easier. None of that gets easier. You lose control of yourself, start making stupid decisions, start messing up your life, and then you sit here, 10, 15 years later trying to figure out where did I go wrong. How many guys seen Napoleon Dynamite?
Yep.
How many guys know Uncle Rico?
Yep.
Still living in 86. Coach should have put me in. We would have went to state. Like, come on, man, your life is here and now. But it's your decisions that you make today that are going to affect you 5-10 years down the road. And it ain't hard if you stay on top of it, stay consistent. So you need to make wise decisions. As for being nervous or anything like that, be quiet. You're fine. You got this. You got this. Don't be nervous. Don't be shy. Don't quit because you're nervous. Don't quit because you mess up a line, anything like that. I'm happy and proud to see you stepping into your talents and your abilities. I think it's a wonderful thing. And I think all of you young ladies are very, very talented. It's funny because I had this conversation. Wait, first of all, before I go down this road, does anybody else? Let me get your question first, because I just for time's sake. Okay. Okay. First of all, don't give him a hard time because you're a squeaky voice. You just had a squeaky voice like a couple years ago, so we all have a squeaky voice when we're young, all right? We don't give people a hard time at their squeaky voices, okay? But hold on. How many of you guys in here? Wait, hold on. I have a question. Look it up. Okay. How many of you guys in here have younger brothers or sisters? Raise your hand. How many of you guys have younger brothers or sisters? Okay. Okay, wait. Keep your hands. Okay. Hands down. How many of you guys have older brothers or sisters? Dang, all of you guys have older brothers and sisters? Wow. Okay, hands down. Wait. How many of you guys are an only child? Not for long, son. In about a year and a half, you won't be an only child anymore. In Jesus' name. Shikoba. Call it forth now. Wait, how many of you guys are only child? Raise your hand. I thought you said you're no child. You can't be an only child. Okay. Only child? Only child. You're the only child? Okay. Alright, check it out. Now this is something I gotta tell you right now, okay? I'm the oldest of 4 boys. So I got 3 younger brothers. I like to say that I have 2 younger brothers and a half sister because Julian kind of acts like a little girl sometimes. But don't tell him I said that. Nicole, don't tell him I said that. No, he's not. Oh, okay. I just didn't want to hurt his feelings. That's hecka funny though. That's super funny. Oh, I'm probably gonna get a text in a second from my cousin like, you're hecka funny. Okay. No, she said my cousin's dad and my dad are brothers, and she said my dad tells me that all the time, talking about the 5-10 years, thing. So that's funny. But okay, anyways, check it out. Your brothers and sisters. Now this is something that you guys really need to hear my heart on. Not everybody knows how to be a good brother or sister. Plain and simple. Not everybody is a bad brother or sister. Okay? But no matter what, they are your brothers and your sisters. As much as they annoy you, you either annoy them or you mean the world to them. Fact. There is sorry, my cousin put like a bunch of laughing, crying emojis and a big old LOL. That's like a funny. There's a 20-second delay, so that's why she's seen it late. Okay. There is not anybody else more important almost than your brothers and sisters besides your brothers and sisters that you have in ministry and here in the church. Some of you guys when you see your brother or your sister as annoying, as frustrating in your business, goes through your stuff, doesn't respect your privacy, a lot of times that's for real. Why are you sitting like on the edge of the chair? Like not in the middle. This is weird. So anyways, yeah, we gonna bust her out all night. We busting her out all night. We are here for the long haul. Okay, check it out. Okay, listen. Your brothers and sisters, for the most part, they can be very annoying. But, I mean, they're your brothers and your sisters. You gotta love them. You gotta take care of them. You gotta protect them. Why? Because when it comes down to it, Sometimes that's all you got, as your brothers, your sisters, your parents. That's all you got. I can guarantee you, when it gets serious, your brothers and sisters are gonna be the only people that you can turn to it sometimes. Why? Because you can't go to your parents and tell them everything. You can't go to your parents and be like, man, I was out drinking last night and I messed up. I shouldn't have did it. You know, but you probably will go to your brother or sister and tell them because you need some advice. I'm not saying that that's what you're going to say. Okay, I'm just saying. When your heart's broken because you know you shouldn't have a boyfriend, but you have a boyfriend and that guy makes a stupid decision and breaks your heart like they all do, you can't. No one's looking at you. I was looking around. Hold on. Hey, remember, I'm in control. So listen, this is for real though. Listen, Andre, take your hands out your sleeves. Okay, should have wore a sweater. Okay, listen up. When that happens, you can't really go to your parents sometimes. Who do you turn to? Your brothers and your sisters. You have to learn how to be forgiven, how to overlook stuff, and how to love them for who they are. Now, for your problem specifically, okay, your little brother probably is annoying. He's probably all up in your mix, messing with your phone, doing all that stuff. Guess what? If your parents ain't setting it straight, just pop them one time. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That was a pretty good answer, right? Like, soccer, right? Okay, I'm just kidding. Nah, but for real, how old is he? Yeah. There's not really anything you can do about that. You just have to deal with it. You just gonna have to deal with it, man. You're gonna have to set some boundaries. You're gonna have to ask parents for some help, but you can't be a snitch or a tattletale. That's just not called for. So you just deal with it, man. Keep your phone in your pocket. Don't let him get to it. I know, but you know what I'm saying? It's your little brother. He's gonna grow out of it eventually. I mean, mine never did, but you know, they all right. Okay, so now let me go back. Anybody else have a question or a comment? Yes. Yeah, I know that. Well, I know you don't really trust anybody. Well, I mean, hold on. Come here. Look at me. Okay, listen. I'm not saying you don't trust anybody, but I'm just saying because of what you've been through, we've talked about this. Just because you forgive somebody doesn't mean you play stupid like nothing ever happened. Okay? I'm not asking you to do that. And I'm not asking you to be the same as your sister. I would never ask you to do that. Yeah. You guys are two different people. Okay? But what I am saying is that there's a big part of forgiveness that means that you don't hold grudges against people, but that does not mean you have to go back to the way things were prior to what they did to you or prior to what happened. So, number one, even though you may not trust or you may not want him back in your life per se, doesn't mean that you still are not called to forgive him. You are called to forgive him. You are called to forgive everyone who has ever hurt you. Why? Because really, not forgiving doesn't do you any good. All it does is it builds up a hole of resentment and bitterness in your own life. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't be strong, that you can't be tough, that you can't, have high standards for letting people in your life That doesn't mean that you can't have a doorway into your life either, though. There's something that, this is good. Okay, this is something that really helped me out, actually, in my relationship with Carla. Because when I first met Carla and started talking to Carla, right, I mean, I'm kind of like, why wouldn't she like me? You know what I mean? Like, I'm good looking, I go to church, I'm a minister. I'm totally playing around, guys. Come on now. You guys look at me like, oh my God, what is he saying? I'm just kidding. But really, I liked her a lot. I hecka liked her, right? I liked her. Carlos liked me more than she liked me. Carlos was like, yeah, Johnny's cool. Like, can Johnny come hang out? And then she's like, I don't know. We've been seeing him a lot, right? Why? Because she had been hurt before. She had been hurt. She had been, some of you guys don't know this, and I don't think she has minds me saying, but she was married before, to Carlos's dad, and she got divorced. So she had this like big wall built up. It was a big old wall that was built up to keep me and anybody else out of her life. Why? Because there was still some unforgiveness in her heart to some of the things that people had did to her in the past. Her and I had a sincere conversation one time. And what I told her is that this big old wall that she has built up, you can't let anybody through a wall. The only body that can walk through walls is Casper, and he's not real. Okay? No, Jesus walked through walls too. But he knocked at the doors actually and they opened it for him. But he could have walked through the walls. He rolled away the stone, he didn't go through the stone. Okay. Anyways, I'm kidding. Okay, listen. The problem with the wall is you can't walk through a wall. It keeps things out, but you can't go through it. So you keep out the good with the bad. So what has to happen is you have to break down that wall that you have in your life and you have to replace it with a door. What does this all mean, right? 'Cause some of you guys are looking at me hecka confused. What does this mean? This means that you don't just push out everything in your life, because then you won't have any good coming in it at all. But you let things in that you permit to come in. And you keep the things closed to the things that you permit to keep closed. If you don't want this relationship, and if you don't want certain things, that is your decision. But that does not mean that you continue to go on with your life shutting everybody and everything out, because one day, I pray that God is going to bring a great man of God into your life when you're like 30 years old. Okay? Just kidding. But God is going to bring a great man of God into your life when you're done with school and you're fully developed into the individual that God has called you to be. And, what are you going to do? Like, what? Nope, sorry, get away. It's like God's like, I'm trying to bring a good man to your life. But for those ones that like, hey, there's nothing wrong with time either. There's nothing wrong with you saying, not right now, like, giving things time. But you can't have a wall in your life. And you need to put a door where you have walls. Keep the things out that you allow out, but permit the things that God is trying to bring into your life in. Okay? Does that make sense? Does that help? I love you. And your sister? That's why I'm giving you a hard time. Because you're forgiving. We just established that. Duh. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. Alright. I love you though, and I hope that helps, and you can talk to me more afterwards if you need more. Okay, now here's the last thing I was going to say. I think I heard some clapping downstairs. Did they take offering and stuff already? AJ, can you peek over? Okay. Yeah, we're wrapping up too. It's 8 o'clock. Here's the last thing I'm going to say though. Listen up, girls. Okay, so I asked God a serious question one day. And I said, how come I have so many young ladies in my youth group? Why do I have so many young ladies, so many beautiful, talented, awesome young ladies? I love each and every one of you guys. I really do. Fellas, love you too, but in a whole different manner. I say that because I love you young girls like you're kind of like my daughters. And I have to watch out for each and every one of you because of, and fellas, don't take offense to this, okay? Just go with it, okay? Because I was the guy who used to pick off and try and talk to every single girl in the youth group, you know, try and be that cool player, pimp, Mac Daddy, like, you know, try to be super tight. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I was pretty cool, okay? So, you know. What, man? I had the FUBU short sets and everything. I'm just kidding. He said what? FUBU. It's not for you, don't worry. No, I'm just kidding. You're like, it wasn't for you either. Okay, I gotta stop. But for real, I asked God, why do I have so many young ladies? And he pretty much said that because back in the day, that was what I used to be, just totally manipulative to girls and used to be that person. So when I tell you things, girls, about guys, about, you know, protecting yourself, about not having boyfriends, about not doing those things, what do I always tell you guys if you're in a relationship right now? It ain't going to work out. It ain't. If you're in high school or middle school, your relationship's not going to work out. I'm sorry. It ain't. And I'll put $1,000 on it. 5 years. $1,000 every year. 5 years. I guarantee it did not work out. Why? Why though? Because everybody in here is not who they are going to be. Everybody in here is going to change, is going to grow, is going to develop into a completely different person than they are right now. Watch this. Okay, who in here is over 13? Okay. Who in here is under 13? Raise your hand. We only got a couple. You guys are like 12? Yeah, okay, seventh grade, right? Okay, and you guys are a couple young ones. Okay, check it out. For those who are over 13, okay, what you want for Christmas this year, is it a little different than what you wanted for Christmas 3 years ago?
I don't know. Maybe not.
No? Money? Yeah, well, I mean, okay. Alright, how about this? Even if you wanted money, are you going to buy something completely different with your money now than you would have 3 years ago? Why? Because you're growing up. You're changing into completely different people. When I was like 12, 13, I wanted a dirt bike and all kind of stuff. And then when I became 16, 17, it was like I wanted a car and, you know, I wanted to do that. And then I was like 20, 21, it was like, man, I want to get an apartment, I want to get a new house, I want this, I want that. And then now it's like, what I want for Christmas is to be able to pay for my wedding. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like, these are the things that happen in our lives. We develop, we change. And until you reach a maturity level of about 20, 21, okay, that's when I believe someone is for real ready for a serious relationship, okay? I'm not saying that everybody has to wait to have a boyfriend when they're 21. It would be nice, but let's be realistic. More than likely, that's not going to happen.
Okay, but what about a lot of people that like high school sweethearts and then like have kids now and they're married about 50?
Okay, how old are they now though?
Grown.
Like 40? Yeah, completely different story today than it was then. With the fast pace of, and I sound old when I say this, but it's the truth. With the fast pace of media, Facebook, Instagram, people are doing way different things, like communicating with way more amount of people than they were at a time when somebody was high school sweethearts and things. But talk to somebody who was a high school sweetheart and find out if when they were developing into actual adults, like 20, 21, if they said, well, at that stage, we were growing apart. Now, here's the thing, though. People who do that, people still change. I'm going to be different at 35 than I am today at 27. But I'm more mature now to make changes and adapt. My parents have been married for I'm 27, so they've been married for 28 years. They were high school sweethearts, but I seen them go through hell in their relationship because they both grew differently and they had to learn how to make adjustments. But right now, for the most part, I'm going to tell you right now, high school relationships do not, I don't mean to paint a negative picture like I'm trying to be doom and gloom. I'm saying that if it's really a real relationship, then you guys can maintain that and you can keep your purity. You don't have to do all the physical stuff that's going to lead to bad decisions, because if it's for real and you're going to be together forever, you got tons of time to wait for that stuff. So I feel you that there are people, but their generation is way different than the generation we're in now. There is literally only one couple that I know of from my entire graduating high school class that is still together. And to be completely honest, it's only because they are two weird people who like are only so similar they can only be with each other. They're cool, but like I'm just saying, they could have been with each other forever like they are now. You know, and I have a good friend, Phil, and Phil and his wife, and him and his wife, they got together right after we graduated, and he joined the Marines, and he went overseas, and they were married, and everything was cool. But then about 22, 23, they were literally about 2 decisions away from getting divorced, and the only thing that kept them together was they got saved together at the same time, and God restored their marriage. And for the most part, people who are high school sweethearts that are still together, more than likely they have a relationship with God. Am I right? Because God can do some things. But when you're growing as individuals, it takes time for you to develop to have a mature relationship. That's why I tell you, young ladies, like I said, be careful. Protect yourself. Don't trust any ninja that just tells you what you want to hear. Yes, I said that. Okay? Fellas, man, focus yourself on some real goals. Trying to get this girl's number, trying to hang out with her, trying to talk to her, like for real. Focus on what college you want to go to and what you want to do with your life. What do you want to become? Do you want to just be with somebody, or do you want to be able to take care of somebody? And you can't do that until you focus on yourself and develop yourself. And I'm here to help you do that. This is what I'm here for. This is my volunteered full-time job, is to help develop people. And I've got evidence of people that I've helped develop them. Look at my brother, man. He's at the Art Institute. He's got straight A's. He's got his own business, does websites, media, all this stuff that we got, all this equipment, this is all his equipment, paid for by his own self. Doesn't lack for anything, is full of joy and love, has a great girlfriend. And even both of them. And I was waiting for some. We're going to tell Cassandra that he took a long time to say yeah. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Sorry, bro. But look. And I don't mean, and even in his life though, there's still areas that he's developing in, and he comes to me. He talks to me. So that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you grow, help you develop. Young men, you guys could do so much with your lives. Every one of you. I'm serious. There's people around you right now who look up to you, but imagine what you could do if you really started focusing on yourself. If you really, really cared and paid attention and actually did, like, instead of wasting most of your time sleeping, watching TV and stuff. And I'm talking about myself too, because there's times that I've wasted all the time. And that we're never humans. We like to waste time sometimes just to take our mind off of things. But start focusing on your goals. Find out what you want to do with your life. Focus on yourself. Care about your schoolwork. Take pride in what you do. And young ladies, protect yourself. Focus on yourself. It's very nice if a man will love you enough to take care of you and you guys can have a beautiful family, but you better sure enough believe that you better be able to take care of yourself too if you decided to. Not trying to say that you don't need a man. I'm saying that together, when someone can take care of themselves, another person can take care of themselves, they come together, it's not like they're struggling. They got that. They got it together. Some I had to take a long time to realize. Because why? Because I was always trying to be in a relationship. Before I met Carlos's mom, before I met Carla, I was single for about a whole year. Didn't want to date nobody. Didn't want to talk to nobody. Nothing. And then I met Carla, and then even then, We decided before we're anything, we're going to be best friends, and we were just friends for 6 months. We didn't hold hands. We didn't kiss. We didn't do none of that stuff for 6 months. And I'm talking like we were hanging out all the time. Am I right? We didn't even, you never seen us hold hands and nothing off for like that first 6 months. Nothing. Why? Because I decided I was going to be her best friend. I was going to treat her with the respect that she deserves. And she was 29 years old. I was 26. And you trying to tell me a young man that is 16, 17 can't treat you with respect and not touch you? Come on now. We're grown. We've been in relationships already. And I still chose not to do that. Why? Because I respected her. Take some pride in yourself. And she wouldn't let me, even if I wanted to. She wouldn't let me hold her hand or nothing. Why? Because I wasn't her man. I was just her best friend. But we grew and we developed into who we are today. So, alright, I'm going to end with that, okay? So I want you guys to think about that. So we got youth here, not next Thursday, but the Thursday after, because next Thursday is... Who's making something for Thanksgiving? What you guys having? Okay. Hey, I'm a ham lover too, though. That honey glazed ham with the pineapple in it? Oh, man. Ugh. You like pineapple? No? Not on your ham? You ever had it? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Anybody, listen up. Yeah. Okay. Okay, listen. I'm going to pray. All right? We're going to dismiss. Listen up. No hanging out in here unless you're doing an interview. For those, everybody else, we're going to make our way downstairs and across the hall over to where the food is, okay? We're going to go straight there. No hanging out. No walking around the building. We're going to go hang out over there. We're still only like 8 o'clock. That's a part of tonight, so we're technically not dismissed. But when your parents come, you can leave with your parents. But everybody's to go over there, and unless you're going to do an interview. But I want as many of you guys to hang back for a few minutes, and AJ's going to interview you, okay? All right, let me pray. Father God, thank you for tonight. We thank you, Father, for everything that you did. I pray, Lord, that the words that went forth will fall on the hearts of these people. I pray that all of them will come back when we meet together, Father, after Thanksgiving. We thank you for everything, Lord. We praise you. We give you all the glory. Give them sweet sleep, a great day tomorrow. Let them have an awesome week off next week. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, guys. Love you guys.